With my season on the line, I knew just who to talk to. Hey, Rocky. It's a do-or-die game that I'm about to play. Any advice before I start? I guess you are only a statue. Makes sense. Thanks. Alright, here we are at the art museum. Let's do it. Ah, this gotta be the wrong one. Alright, we're here. It's time. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this. Hey, what's going on? Shuckle King here for my Week 8 team builder and battle against the Lord Emvee. It's gonna be a fun one. Definitely a stressful one for me because I am 3-4 now. I feel like I've been pretty unlucky this season. Maybe even considering like I had like a win and a loss that could have been like hacks in my favor, but overall I felt like this was a rough season for me. So hopefully we can get this win. If we win, we're guaranteed in playoffs because of how good our differential is. I believe we're still like +5 or 6, even though we're 3-4 right now, which is kind of crazy. You guys know, if you've been around the channel long enough, that I don't really like differential as a tiebreaker, but I mean, I'll take it to my advantage this season. And again, we're facing off against Emvee, who is 4-3 after Nexus was able to win last week. So good for Nexus, but Emvee is actually 100% guaranteed for playoffs as well. The lowest, like, this isn't spoilers or anything, but like, if everything went against Emvee this week, he would still be the 8th seed. Now, it's pretty unlikely that he would even be the 8th seed, but there'd be no possible way to where he could be the 9th seed because he also has like +10 or +12 differential. It's super high differential, so he is also safe for playoffs, and he is quite happy with that. Now he can, because we could phase in playoffs. I don't think he's gonna bring that serious of a team. Definitely not because he told me he had a bottle of wine ready to go, and we're actually playing this like the day after we thought we were gonna be playing. So I think he's definitely relaxed, chill, ready to go. No idea what he's gonna bring. Is he gonna bring SQ and Grumpig and bring a bunch of heat? Is he gonna bring like a 5-minute prep, just standard Mons team with not that much creativity? Is he lying to me and he's gonna go all out and try to win this game to make sure I don't make playoffs? I don't think the third one, I don't think it's too advantageous for him to do that, because if I did win, then I would know some of his sets, and I do have to try to win this game. So he kind of knows an idea of like what my thought process is against his build. So definitely to his advantage. Hopefully we don't face him in playoffs, or if we do, he would be in finals. Also, I don't think there's any possibility to where we would play round 1 in playoffs. Even if, because I would have to win. I actually don't have to win to make playoffs. There could be like a ton of teams that lose beneath me, and I could still make playoffs even if I lose this game, but basically a must win for me. So looking at this build, I don't know where to start. Actually, it was pretty struggling hard to figure out how I wanted to approach this game. Ursaluna with the Assault Vest is just nasty bulky. I didn't really realize it, and it still hits pretty strong. Normal plus Earthquake is pretty good against my team. I do have like 2 steel types that could run like Shuckaberry or Air Balloon. Ursaluna does have Unnerve, so it could ignore Shuckaberry, so I guess Air Balloon is probably the better bring, but Ursaluna is really good. Masquerade is fast, so I do have Jolteon and Ad Speeds and Noivern Speed ties. Zapdos. hits really hard, so he could definitely bring that. Screamtail has a lot of versatility. Quaquaval, actually didn't see it in mocks. I did get a couple mocks this week. Tons of shout-outs to Sven, shout-outs to Owen, shout-outs to... Who was the third person that got me a mock? It was Sven. It might be just Sven and Owen. And then TJ was helping out with the build. Addison was helping out with the build. Harris. So really appreciate everyone's support this week. There's got to be someone else that helped with mocks. I think I had 5, but I think it's then 4 times. So I think that's probably it. But I feel pretty good about this team now. Fortress could be Spikes. It could be Hazard. Physically defensive to handle a couple Pokemon. It could be offensive. I see an offensive Fortress. Goodra I didn't see in mocks, but it's definitely solid. I don't think it comes. It might. It could be a heat set. Again, I don't know what he's bringing. Salazzle, it's fast. It outspeeds Hisuian Sneasel, I guess. Hoopa is pretty hard for me to switch into because I don't have a Ghost Resist. I did kind of make my free agent transactions based on making sure I get into playoffs, which isn't going great so far, but I sacrificed having like Braviary on my team, and Braviary would definitely be nice to take on the Hoopa. Like a Scarf Braviary would be pretty good this game, but it's not coming because I don't have it. The Dunsparce, hopefully I don't get 6-0'd by it. SQ, I don't think I get swept by it, but it's super annoying to face. I do have like Goldengo, which like completely shuts it down. Tinkaton even, because it would ignore Ice Face, so Gigaton Hammer handles it super well. And then Grumpig, it probably comes. I think he's memeing this game, but I don't know. I don't really have I have a Moltres, so Grumpig could handle that, but I don't think Grumpig is coming. It could be, but I'm gonna lose to Nasty Plot, Trailblaze, Psychic, Earth Power, Grumpig. Now did I say that? But anyway, so onto my build. I don't know how much I mean, you'll see the sets. Jolteon is here. It's gonna be my lead. I debated between that and Hisuian Sneasel is the lead, but I think Jolteon's gonna lead. Expert Belt just deals a lot of damage early. I don't want this to die turn 1. It could happen. I really don't want it to happen. Hopefully I deal a lot of damage early on. Now Ursaluna could come in, but Expert Belt, Hidden Power, Ice is gonna do a lot. If he's like max special defensive Assault Vest, it's definitely not gonna 2-hit KO. I need like Rocks, Chip, like multiple, like 2 times I think it's a 2-hit KO. So just missed out on that, but I could have run Modest to maybe 2-hit KO, but I want the speed for Masquerade and such. Hisuian Sneasel is next on the team. This is Focus Sash. If something goes wrong, hopefully Sneasel deals with it. Close combat, Gunk Shot, outspeeding a lot of Pokemon on the team. Trailblaze to get a speed boost, and then Shadow Claw to hit the Salazzle and the Hoopa. Tinkaton is next, with this a little pretty physically defensive to take on Quaquaval. The speed to outspeed Hoopa, and then getting Rocks. So I definitely want Rocks up this game to try to set up my sweepers. Knock off some items. Encore in case there's like a defensive setup with like the Dunsparce or something like that, and then play rough. I don't have Gigaton Hammer this week. I felt like Knock Off and Play Rough were the 2 moves to click. It also means I don't have like a guaranteed way to break SQ, but I think Tinkaton is fine. Goldingo is next. Basically, the idea is get Goldingo and Memento, and then hopefully one of my final 2 sweepers, preferably the second one, but one of my last 2 sweepers to go hard. But outside of that Nasty Plot, I can do a lot of damage. I should 2-hit KO Ursaluna if I'm at +2 special attack with Make and Rain. So I do have Air Balloon, so I will avoid any normal or ground type moves that Ursaluna could go for. Could still go for a Crunch. It shouldn't kill me though, even with Flame Orb or Fire Punch. I take the hit. And then I can Memento or Make and Rain or whatever and go from there. My 1 of 2 sweepers is going to be Great Tusk. This is hopefully more or less opening up for my second sweeper, but Great Tusk with the booster speed, this will outspeed all of the base like 80, 85s, like if there's a Scarf Goodra, Scarf Quaquaval, Scarf Hoopa, this would outspeed all of them. I think I almost always go for a bulk up whenever Great Tusk is in, because Head Smash after a bulk up would kill Zapdos, unless if it's super physically defensive, which I think is definitely a viable bring this game. So I might not kill it a Great Tusk, but I should get it severely weakened. And if it doesn't have Boots and Rock Shrub, then it'll kill. As long as I hit, I'll probably miss. Heavy Slam to hit the Scream Tail and the Hoopa, and in close combat hit everything else in the team. And the last Pokemon we have here is Belly Drum Azumarill. Play Rough Aqua Jet Liquidation. If I get a Belly Drum up, hopefully behind the Memento from Goldengo, I think I'm in a decent position to sweep. I should kill SQ if I have +6 attack with Aqua Jet, so if SQ comes in, I can go for a Liquidation, break its Ice Face, and then go for an Aqua Jet to kill the following turn. Or maybe even just Aqua Jet and Aqua Jet just to make sure I break the Ice Face if he's like Specs Freeze Dry or something like that. But hopefully that's not the case. That's my team, and let's get right into the game. Alright, let's do this. Alright, all or nothing here. We should be finding him, and there we go. Okay. Really have no idea what to expect this game. I think he's going to go a little silly, but this looks like a pretty serious team. So, let's see. Ursaluna, Meow, Zapdos, Green Tail, Fortress, no Salazzle, and Hoopa. Okay. These are pretty threatening mons. Let's see. Scream Tail. I was kind of hoping to not see, but I'll make it work. Hoopa is going to be the Terra Captain. Great Tusk can really go in. Azumarill is kind of okay, but I need like 3 mons weakened, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, this looks good. Okay, so before we get into this, shout outs to Emvee. We met up one time for Kelly's wedding, so we got a little peanut butter for myself to enjoy, and I know he might be taking a drink or two of this game, so I got some Noble Oak Double Oak Bourbon. It is playoffs. I have to win this game to basically make it. If a lot of teams lose, and I'm okay, but I think we'll manage. Alright, let's do it. Should have let that cool a little bit before I took that sip, but it's alright. Alright. Jolteon's also really nice this game. Was he gonna lead and just go for hazards? I believe. There goes the train. Jolteon to Meow. I don't have like a Banded Flower trick, but I could bring it down to a Sash. I can also Volt, but I like going for Terra Blast here. And I do scare him out, which is nice. We'll see if he goes into Ursaluna or not. GG, it's Emvee. Hoopa, okay. I guaranteed outspeed this. Oh, now it's Hoopa, that's not Modest Life Orb Sheer Force, because that's like the default set for some reason. Let's see, Terra Blast. Is this AV? Am I doing decent damage? Oh, that's like 15%. That's like, that has to be AV. I could Volt Switch here into my Tinkaton. I could Hard Switch, predicting him to go into Ursaluna. Do I want to make that Hard Switch into Ursaluna yet? I do have Goldengo that's around, and Goldengo is definitely pretty good this game. We'll Volt Switch here. I could definitely see him making that play. And he is going to Terra himself. Definitely good I didn't go for... I mean, there was no world where I was going for Shadow Ball. Let's see. This is Terra Fairy. Now, I don't think you do a lot to my... Okay, so it's like at 70%. I don't think you do a lot to Tink. Yeah, and I'm fine to get in this and get rocks up. A knockoff is also a play to hit the fortress. $374 to $211. Let's see. 163. To my Tinkaton. 163. Timid. Could it be modest? It could be. It's like timid or modest. It's probably not 252. But a lot of a special attack. Could have been like max HP. With Terra Blast Ice doing like 15-20%. Assault Vest. Yeah, maybe it's like max HP Assault Vest or something like that. Knockoff is fine here. I also like getting up rocks, but knockoff is good to hit the fortress and remove any sturdy that it has. Potentially open up my my Azumarill. 10%, maybe not even 10%. That's really not a lot of damage. The Zapdos. Yeah, that's pretty physically defensive. Yeah, but that's probably enough damage to where my Great Tusk kills at +1. So Max D, Zapdos. I'm fine going back into my Jolteon. You could U-turn here. That also would have been cool to get Chip. It also would have been... Maybe I should have gone for Rocks there. Let's see if Heat Wave's going to do decent damage. 275 to 87. 188. Heat Wave to Jolteon. Terra Ice. A tiny bit of special attack. But he's probably max HP. My Terra Blast probably doesn't kill. It would do a ton of damage, but I think this mon's too valuable. So I'm gonna Volt. It'd be crazy if he went into Ursaluna here on the Hidden Power Ice. Is that it? Okay. I'm also fine with this. Let's see how much damage I'm doing. Like 35%. Fortress. Volt Switch. So that's like special defensive. Fortress. Yeah, I think I'm fine to go into Tobias. What's his team? Screamtail. He might go for like breaking my air balloon. I think Nasty Plot is fine into a Make It Rain. Let's see what comes out. Is Meowscarada coming out? Bear with me. Okay. Is this Flame Orb? Not Flame Orb. Ursaluna. Assault Vest. Make It Rain. I believe +2 and the +1 should kill. And nothing's gonna really want to take this. Oh, 90%. That's a lot of damage. Fire Punch. $339 to $151. 188. He's also not like adamant. Not AV Ursaluna. I mean, I just Make It Rain here, right? Yeah, I'm still at +1. I mean, there's no reason for me to go for Shadow Ball or something like that. He's also not on Earth, so he's bulletproof. That would have been great if I could have just OHKO'd him, but that didn't seem that realistic to happen. So Hoopa's at like 70, Fortress is at like 65, Zapdos is at 90, but it's in range to where my Head Smash at +1 should kill. Alright, so Ursaluna is down. I will take that. And I think I could still get a momentum off later. If Meow comes out, I go into my... I go into you and try to get some Rocky Helmet chip. I imagine you just go for a knockoff. No reason not to. I don't think I live 2 hits. Let's see, 211 down to 130. Oh, that does nothing. 81 damage. Let's see. My Tinkaton to Meow. It's like Jolly. Could that be an adamant roll? It could be. I think I definitely go for rocks here. I think I'm setting myself up to get the, and he's not even choice locked. 19 damage with U-turn. Can I learn anything from that? He's also not Protean, right? Strike twice. Zapdos is out. Zapdos doesn't get defog, right? No, it doesn't get defog. Do I save this? Probably not. I think I go for Play Rough here. I am faster. I get staticked. Unfortunate. I may just go for a Thunderbolt and kill me. Heat Wave's also fine. That's fine, and I'm dead here. Like, he would have gone for a Roost otherwise. That wouldn't have been great. So, Zapdos is at like 65%. And my Tink is faster. Let's see. Jolteon. Jolteon, I could Volt Switch. Tobias, I can just go for it, right? It's like defensive Zapdos. I think Jolteon is the play. I don't think I have to go for a win yet. Terra Blast is pretty no drawback. Okay, and then we'll go into a Thunderbolt. Go for a Thunderbolt and get the kill here. No hazards. I will definitely take that. So Fortress is down. Screamtail is still... That's like the big threat that's looming. I do have Sash on my Sneasel, so I'm definitely good with this. Probably Hoopa comes out. GG, it's Emvee. Yeah, I think my play is to go for a Shadow Ball. No, well, Thunderbolt. Get a ton of damage off on this, and then go for the Memento. let's see, like -2, Hoopa, Terra Fairy, Energy Ball, to Azumarill at -2. It's doing nothing. I think I go into Gold Dingo. I do outspeed and I could just kill. But the play is to definitely go for Memento and get my Azumarill up. Like, Static is also a way I could lose with the Zapdos, but Shadow Ball, nothing. Alright, we got the Azumarill in, and hopefully in to do some serious business here. Go for Belly Drum. You can't be like Encore or something crazy like that. I'd always, well, because you're Assault Vest, so you definitely can't be Encore or something like that. I like the Sneasel has the Sash and Check. Energy Ball shouldn't do enough. 254. Yeah, like 140 damage. At 155 damage, we go for Aqua Jet. I should kill the Zapdos. Next is looking at Screamtail. Screamtail, I think I just go for Aqua Jet twice, even if you're like a super offensive Screamtail. So Hoopa is dead. It's a 3-on-3, but I like the position. It is Meow at full, Zapdos at like 65, and Screamtail at full. My Heavy Slam, like Aqua Jet into a Heavy Slam should do a ton to Screamtail. It could be, maybe it's speed boosting, or, Scarf Screamtail would be crazy. I believe I have Rocks up, right? If I can get a bulk up with my Great Tusk, I'm in decent. I think I don't even have to get a bulk up with my Great Tusk. Especially if I can get chip on this. Let's see. Oh. So rocks aren't up. But I think I still go for this hit. The Meow, Scarada. It'd be a... I need a pretty big roll to kill. Okay, I just missed out on the kill. Critical hit. Unfortunate. Alright, now it's time to bring in Joel Emvee. Yeah, getting rocks up with the Tink would have been great. Got my booster. Shoutouts to the people who got the vaccine. Yeah, I go for Heavy Slam because that kills and won't lower my defenses. Now I'm thinking Quick Attack would have been great to have on the Sneasel, but we'll see. I have no idea if the Screamtail is, so that's why I'm just going for the kill here. I could go for... No, actually, no, I can't go for Bulk Up because he's in a Overgrow. Now, the Zapdos is super defensive. I should kill with a Head Smash. It's going to be close, though. He could also miss a hurricane. So let's see. I imagine the Zapdos comes out. It could be Screamtail, but Screamtail's not going to kill me. But I do definitely want to save this set. Or there's no reason to save it. Origin Puff. What are you going to do? Oh, it was Boots Meow. I didn't even think about that. Is it boosting speed? Okay. Screamtail. Boosting speed. Special attack. Dazzling Gleam. Definitely outspeeds me. Heavy Slam's not going to do enough. I might lose to this. Dazzling Gleam, not going to kill. Heavy Slam, get a nice chunk off, but not going to be enough. Then it's going to be Psychic on the Sneasel. But, no, I might win this. Nah, I don't think so. So let's see, Sneasel, Psychic. It's like max special attack, I imagine. Shadow Claw, I mean, that should always kill. I could go for Trailblaze here. I guess there's no reason not to. Oh, not even Psychic. Interesting. Alright, so we'll get the speed boost. We'll go for Shadow Claw. Alright, is it going to come down to a gunk shot against the Zapdos? I don't think so. I think the Zapdos lives this hit. Oh yeah, there's no way I lose this game. Yeah, I mean, I definitely did the... I went with my plan here for sure. The Meow being Boots saved in the game, because I would have killed with a Aqua Jet if the rocks weren't up. So there's not too much I could have done there. I think I played everything right. So I was like, yeah, I got rocks up, but I'm doing like 40%. It looks like with a gunk shot, and he's like at 65. No, he's even a little higher. He's like at 50. Yeah, I'm not killing here. Gunk shot, crit. If he's like not Thunderbolt, he showed Thunderbolt, right? If I get a crit, I could kill. I mean, I do kill if I get a crit, but I'm gonna miss. There it is. Discharge, that should kill. Yep. Ah, darn it. Alright, so you got that game 1-0. I don't think... I mean, yeah, that discharge was always going to kill. And I don't think my gunk shot would have killed even if I landed it. But good game to Emvee. It was a tough matchup. Good game to Emvee. And yeah, there goes my season. It was a fun ride. It was a lot of hacks. What is that? Oh, I don't... yeah, that was just a good game. He's talking to me on the side. I'll talk to him in a bit. But 3-5, definitely disappointed in this season. I feel like I got pretty unfortunate overall, but it happens in the game. So congrats to everyone that's made playoffs. I definitely won't make playoffs at 3-5. There was a small chance if a lot of people lost that I would have made playoffs, but that did not happen. So, but I'm pretty happy with how this game played out. I think it was a really good game. So yeah. Until next time, later guys.